Here is a country of great contrast.
Great civilization of antiquity.
A foreign country a step away.
All right, we're back. It's the Casa de Casos. Justin in Chicago, Nathan in Westco, Texas, Ada in Harlingen, Texas, providing that Tejano connection to reality. How's it going? How was your 4th of July weekend?
We can't talk
What?
about it. What?
I wasn't there. You all
What do you mean we can't talk about it?
I don't know. Nathan was making me watch something very disgusting on
What?
TV.
Making you?
Whoa, you're like
Yeah.
not even starting from the beginning. Like, this is
Okay,
horrible.
start from the beginning
So,
then.
like, my 4th of July started with a family lunch at my wife's favorite restaurant, kind of like a late birthday lunch.
That's nice.
And then after that, we went home, relaxed for a little bit. And then I went to Ada's because the girls wanted to go to the pool. She made some burgers. And then we left again because my daughters had swim lessons. And then we came back. My daughter ate a hamburger. And then we just so happened to fall upon the women's hot dog eating championship.
What?
And
I
for
couldn't
some,
watch
why
it.
not?
for some reason, Ada thought it was like the most disgusting thing ever.
I literally felt nauseous watching it.
And she's
It
like, "You're
looked
not."
gross.
And she's like, "You're not disgusted by this?" And I was like, "Women putting wieners in their
What the
mouth? Of
fuck?
course not."
What the hell? Wait,
I
have
couldn't
you
watch.
have you watched any competitive eating before?
Yes.
It's all terrible.
I find it disgusting.
Why is it terrible?
Have you seen like Joey Chestnut like force feeding himself hot dogs? Like his mouth is just like so tight, just shoving bread in there.
That's why.
And
Like,
wieners?
that's how like I first saw my wife. It was like a local hot dog eating championship. Like when she was
Bullshit.
done, I was like, "Hey, call me."
What the
That's a
fuck?
lie. Such a lie.
Remember when you said
Hey,
you
prove
would
it.
buy me beers if I entered the onion eating competition?
Yeah, I
I
remember
got second
that.
place. Had to do two rounds
You
of
could have got first.
eating. I almost threw up. I didn't eat raw onions for a long time after that. Because Weslaco has this onion fest. Does that still happen?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
still
I
have
think
that
so.
contest. You come back, finally redeem yourself.
I may. I'm back on my onion grind now, so
Onion
Yes.
grind? What does that mean?
what? I'm eating raw onions again.
You had it made. You just didn't swallow at the end. I was like, "Dude, what are you doing? It's over. You're
I
gonna
threw up in
win."
my mouth, and then I swallowed it. It was super gross.
What the heck?
Okay, so even though Ada has self-proclaimed that she is the trash can, she would never ever do a competitive eating event.
I would start throwing up immediately, especially with hot dogs.
I think
So.
she'd probably win.
No.
I
Heck
don't
no.
know. Brother Jared claimed that on 4th of July he was going to go to a baseball game and complete the 999 challenge. Have you all heard of this?
Yes, but did he actually
I don't
do it?
know. I haven't heard. We have to text him right now. I think he's out. Ada, do you know what it is?
I already forgot what he told me.
In 9 innings at a baseball game, you eat 9 hot dogs and drink 9 beers.
That's it.
I
What do you
think
mean that's
the
it?
9 beers is really
That's a lot of
hard.
volume. That's a lot of mass. I feel like
The-
that's like
The beers
that's
is a lot.
guaranteed
I
vomit.
feel like that could be done in like 3 innings.
Yeah, but with like the fast pace of the game now,
Yeah, with the fast pace.
I don't know. All right,
I don't think so.
listeners, if you want to see Nathan go to like a Houston Astros game and attempt the 999 challenge, let us know. You'll
I'll
do it?
This sounds
I don't care. What the fuck do I have to lose? Rosie's
this
gonna be all
sounds-
pissed though.
this sounds like the pancakes thing. Like how he said he was gonna eat all those pancakes that time and he couldn't. He's full
Yeah.
of shit.
I mean, I'll just do it like during a regular season game at the house. I don't care. So how was your 4th of July since Ada's was so horrible due to just like one like snippet of women eating
Boy, that
hot dogs?
ruined your 4th of
I
July?
didn't say it was horrible. No, I'm just saying that particular situation
The
was
4th
gross.
of July
I
is
couldn't watch.
canceled. You didn't eat a hot dog after that?
I actually made hot dogs and burgers, and I had a burger and 2 hot dogs
Something that I've
before I watched this.
communicated to people who are not like Tejano, who are not Mexican American in general, is that like barbecues are not just hot dogs and hamburgers. It's like going to
Yeah.
Michoacana, getting the marinated skirt steak and like the chicken quarters and a bunch of sausage, and then
Yeah.
maybe hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yeah.
Actually find it really hard to remember barbecues growing up in Texas where we actually did have hot dogs. I feel like it was more so the sausage.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't actually do any Michoacana stuff. It was pure hamburgers and hot dogs. I didn't feel like going to the Michoacana.
There still doesn't answer if you did a barbecue there in Chicago or what
We
you
did not
did.
do a barbecue.
He probably ate Chinese food or something.
What? Why would he do that?
I don't know.
No, we got invited to my father-in-law's partner's friend's place where they hosted last year, where they have this really nice back patio near the lake. We weren't able to stay long enough for it to get dark enough to see fireworks, but we got free food. No hot dogs and hamburgers though,
Wait, what kind of food was
like
it?
Middle Eastern food, like
Oh,
falafel
cool.
and beef and chicken wraps and.
Okay,
Oh,
so
horrible.
How's that
so it wasn't
horrible? It was
Chinese food, but
good.
it was not something that you normally eat on the 4th of July.
Country's going to shit. You're not even eating American foods
Well,
on our Day of Independence.
I eat burgers. I eat hot dogs. I eat Costco hot dogs. You ever had the Costco hot dog? $1.50 comes with the soda.
No.
Horrible deal. Sam's is $1.38 with the
Ooh.
drink.
Ooh.
How's it taste
I
though?
mean, it's
Like
Yeah,
a
it's
hot
a hot
dog.
Which one's better?
it's
I don't think I've had the
it's
Costco
like a
dog.
stadium hot dog. I haven't had the Sam's Club hot dog. There was this story about how it was like a loss leader, that hot dog for Costco as a company, and because prices were going up, they were like, well, maybe we should raise the price of the hot dog. But then the CEO of the time was quoted as saying, I don't know how true this is or not, but was quoted as saying, if you touch the price of the hot dog, I will fucking kill you.
So I think you've said this on the pod before. You like to tell
It's
that
great.
story. Yeah. Speaking of stories, our grandparents visited us yesterday, and whenever our grandpa, tells stories, he acts them out so funny. Like it's just crazy. Like some story about how he was eating at a restaurant, but there were a lot of flies inside for some reason. How he had to like just be like trying to swat them away. He was almost throwing
Oh my
up.
God.
Like,
Like, were they getting in his mouth? Like, why was he almost throwing up?
he was grossed out by the amount of flies around his
The,
food.
the,
Why didn't he just leave? Like, why would you like continue to eat there?
Yeah, I think it was in Elsa, Texas. This restaurant.
Do we have a name?
I forgot the name. I don't want to like call them out,
the
but I also forgot the name. He all he also acted out that his great grandchildren play a lot of VR.
Uh-huh.
He was acting out how they're like moving around.
How's his hearing? Is he still doing the fake laugh if he doesn't hear what you say?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah. How would the hearing improve?
so what he does is that he will politely laugh when he doesn't hear you, and he'll go, just like that. It's that little
But
old man laugh.
Didn't I tell the story on the pod before that one time some man got really angry at him for
Mhm.
that because he was laughing and the guy was like, "That wasn't funny at all. Why are you laughing?"
It's horrible.
Funny if you just continued laughing, like I still can't hear you.
Yeah. So there's a lot of acting out, which is funny.
No.
He's really good at that.
Was their trip okay down with all the flooding? Where was the flooding in Texas?
In Kirk County, right?
Yeah. So it was a little bit north of where the grandparents live, so more in the Kerrville, Comfort area. Fairly close though. But yeah, that flood is terrible, super tragic. At least 100 people have died now.
100?
Is what? Yeah,
That's horrible.
100 confirmed. Yeah, because there were a lot of people that were at camps. There was Camp Mystic, which was a Christian girls' camp, and then there were people who were just camping on their own along the river, at campsites and in RVs.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think went wrong? I mean, aren't there usually things like flash flood warnings and some pretty good forecasts for that kind of thing happening?
I mean, I don't really want to speculate. I feel like we need to have a very long investigation. Like, I don't think we should really politicize it as
Yeah.
far as, oh, the Trump administration fired people and they're taking away money from certain
No,
departments.
I'm not trying to politicize it. I just want to understand. I mean, I feel like most of the time when there's like a tornado warning or something, like we'll get all of the warnings, like go to your basement, find shelter, even if nothing happens.
Yeah.
Like there's usually a preponderance of caution when it comes to reporting for that kind of thing.
I
It
think
kind of
it's
sounds
too
like it's
early.
one of. I think it's kind of one of those things where like the amount of rain was completely unexpected. Because I think I saw something that the river went up like 26 inches in 45
What the
minutes.
hell?
Like you're not going to be able to warn somebody fast enough for that. For that, I think.
Yeah, I think it's too early to really know. I mean, I think for me, the bigger questions are, is this something that's related to climate change that we're having more of these extreme events? And if it is, we need to figure out what we're going to do about it, how we're going to adapt. I mean, I guess we're not going to do anything as far as decreasing our emissions anytime soon.
Yeah.
But what can we do to adapt? Should we like start really thinking about not being in potential flood zones for
Hmm.
any reason?
Well, the area that we live in right now, down here in the RGV, we had a pretty bad flood, I think. I don't know how many years back. But then it seems like anytime it rains now, when we get any type of rain that's unexpected, like everything floods. Like things that would not happen in the past. And that other flood that happened was considered 100 years flood, kind of like this one. Something that will only
Hmm.
happen theoretically once every 100 years. But like it just keeps happening and happening in our area where like we get this extra rain that we didn't get, but people refuse to acknowledge that it could be climate change,
Yeah.
which I mean, just common sense. Like you can kind of tell, like you've lived your life in an area for long enough. You should be like, yeah, like we usually don't get this much rain, and all of a sudden, every year we seem to be
Hmm.
getting this type of
How
rain.
much of it could
Yeah.
be possibly something like poor infrastructure and poor drainage?
Where we're at, it's a lot of poor infrastructure and drainage. They're trying to fix it somewhat, but the fact of the matter is, like, it just keeps happening more often than expected. Like people are like, oh shit, it flooded again. Like we can't handle any type of
Hmm.
rain anymore.
And so
But
when
like
you
I
say that,
said,
is that also related to as we expand, as we build more, then there's less grass, less dirt that can absorb the water?
yes, I've said this before. You had all these areas across the frontage of these highways that used to just be fields that can absorb,
Hmm.
at least to a certain extent, that amount of rain. And now you just have a bunch of concrete, which absorbs
Yeah.
nothing. And a lot of these times, what was happening is they were letting these contractors build, not thinking like the drainage had to be substantially improved. So now there's some projects, of course. Now tons of people have been. Some people just moved. Like there were areas like it floods every time for anything. So some of these people just moved. Like I'm not cause like personally, if I had lived in those areas, I would have moved after like the second time. Some of the people that stayed there, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like it's gonna flood here. It's not gonna improve.
Well, I imagine it's
But
probably
yeah, I mean,
like if you own property there, it might be hard. I imagine it's probably hard to sell your property if people know that it's in a flood prone zone anyway.
Well, like in areas like Houston, people started actually lifting their homes. So existing homes, they actually lifted them, put them on stilts.
I think
So
that's what
I'm
the
sure that's really
recommendation.
expensive.
I think that's what the recommendation down here is now. I don't remember if it's like to build 12 or 18 inches above grade now, just to kind of help yourself. And then I'm starting to see the lots where they're lifted and it starts a gradual decline. So the rain can never actually pull on your house.
I mean, I think you're going to have to start thinking about this as far as anywhere that you're going to live or stay. I already was looking at it. I've been looking at flood zones for years now whenever I'm looking for a potential house because there are really nice maps out there that give you an overlay and they give you a pretty good idea. So
Hmm.
when I was looking for homes very recently, I rolled out anything that looked like it had flooded before.
Yeah.
Like it was immediately out for me. And it worked out well because we didn't have any flooding here where I eventually bought my home.
Hmm.
And I think some of these people that send their kids to these camps around along the river, I think they maybe will reconsider. Like maybe I'm not going to send my kid to a camp by a river like that.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, how up to date are some of these floodplain maps, these flood zones? Like, are they up to date enough, like, as flood zones change that you would even know now?
I don't know what the time frame is, but at least every year, and it's very accurate.
That sucks. Well, rest in peace to all those folks. That's just like a horrific tragedy. I mean, that's even worse than some of the hurricanes. Like at least with the hurricanes, there's prep. There's a lot of stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about a bunch of people just being sitting ducks in a flood zone. when it's like
Yeah,
that.
and it was very rapid. So people are describing that they woke up and right away the water was 2 feet high, and someone was trying to kayak out of it to get to their other family members, and they learned pretty quickly, I can't. This is almost like whitewater rafting. Like I'm not gonna be able to get there, or I'm gonna be done too. So they never got to the family, and it seems like those family members died.
Yeah. Got to move up to the mountains.
I mean, there's a risk with any kind of place that we live,
Yeah.
right? Like there could be some type of mudslide or something.
Avalanche. Bears. There could be bears.
Bears
Yeah.
in the hill country? Is that such a thing? I
No,
don't
I'm
know
saying
about
that,
any
I'm
bears.
saying the mountains in general.
I mean, I think that we need to have a really long investigation. And I also think, like I said, that people need to just be realistic. Like, we do have climate change. Like, you can't ignore that. You know, maybe if you want to debate what's causing it, but the climate does change. We have a history of climate changing.
Well, I mean, there is a politician out there who has immediately politicized this, which is Marjorie Taylor
Yeah.
Greene, wanting to introduce legislation about altering weather, which, as far as we know, is not possible. Make it a felony if you're altering weather out there.
That's like a weird law that she wants to make. What if you alter it for a good purpose?
Well, I feel like that's already kind of like a progressive law, right? Because in a way, if you are increasing the usage of fossil fuels, you are contributing to climate change. You're therefore altering the weather. Maybe we can finally take big oil to task and focus on renewables. You know, like when some people are just so conservative that they become progressive.
Yeah, I just feel like that argument is so ridiculous. If we could alter weather at this point, I kind of feel like, all right, we're just going to stop this hurricane. Like, this is not going to happen.
Yeah. What's crazy though is the fact that we've basically pandered to the oil and gas industry to the extent that we've decided to deny climate change and say that it's
Yeah.
bullshit.
And to also just always write it off as political.
But you know, if you look up what other countries are saying, they agree that the climate is changing.
Yes.
And remember when Monica de la Cruz was in a very embarrassing fashion telling Jerome Powell that he was doing something political with studying climate change and its effects on the financial markets? There's actually articles that were negative towards Jerome Powell from other countries because they didn't feel he was taking climate change seriously enough. But then over here in the United States of America, you have people who tell him that he shouldn't be doing anything, that it's political.
I mean,
With
I don't
climate
understand.
change.
I don't understand how it became so politicized. Like when it's just like common sense, even like when you're taking basic science, that if you're releasing a lot of carbon into the environment, that's just going to trap heat. It's going to cause additional heat. Like
Yeah.
this is not up for
It's
debate.
the greenhouse effect.
Well, it's not just that. Like, if you want to deny that it's being caused by humans, I guess that's debatable, like what it's being caused by, but I don't think you can deny that the climate is changing.
Yeah, I mean,
It is getting hotter.
some of it is not just fossil fuels. Some of it is mass agriculture. Just like the pure amount
Yeah.
of methane from like cattle farting.
Yeah, that's the typical argument that they try to say is like, oh, well, it's really just all the cows. Like you guys are not considering that. I was like, of course we're
Yeah.
considering
I mean, it's
that.
still part.
but
They're still both problems.
you got to remember though, at some point, like it was you could have at some point, yeah, like could have been the majority of that methane was all cows in like a simpler time, but that's not the case anymore. Now you have those gases coupled with all the emissions that we're putting out there from fossil fuels. Like something's gonna happen. Like you have double, triple, who knows how many more times the emissions you had
I
before.
mean, you've heard Grandpa talk
But that-
about how much he's seen the weather change.
Yeah. Yeah. He went into a whole spiel about how we were ruining the environment, even though he's apolitical.
Yeah. I wouldn't even call him like an environmentalist. I think he just is someone who's seen it and who's actually spent time
Yeah.
outside.
Well, he's like 86 years old, and he said that it's way hotter than it used to be.
Hmm.
And that the soil also is poor quality compared to what it used to be like. But isn't climate change considered woke on the right? Wasn't it part of the woke agenda?
Yeah. I mean, that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
apparently,
Like, why does it like it's dismissed as political, right? It's dismissed as like a political left agenda.
That's bizarre. super
Yeah,
bizarre.
like I just feel like it's be a. You guys say it's like bad to be like a doctor, like any type of like professional right now. It just would like really suck just to be a scientist. Like I feel like you come up with something groundbreaker, find something out. And I kind of feel like they get to that point like that Netflix movie, Don't Look Up.
I haven't seen it.
Have you guys
No, I
ever?
heard it was
I
good
don't think I've
or
seen it.
interesting.
There's literally an asteroid coming towards the Earth, and the scientists have calculated that it's gonna hit the Earth. It's gonna kill everything. That they need to destroy it. So you would think it's like an Armageddon type movie, right? But no, like the president's like, no, we can't say that. We're gonna scare people. So they end up turning out. What ends up happening in this movie is that a company wants to like mine the asteroid. So they say, oh, we can go up there and destroy it while mining it at the same time. Well, it turns out that no, they can't. So everybody fucking ends up dying. Like the Earth gets hit and everybody fucking dies. And literally
Well,
there's like a moment like where like they're having like a political event and like people look up and they literally see the massive thing and they're like, what the fuck? Like we're all gonna fucking die.
what year was this movie made? Was it
It's
before
That's
Trump?
recent.
no, it's very recent. Like
Oh, okay. So it's considering like our current situation.
yeah, so like at the very end, like everybody's dead. Somehow Jonah Hill, because he was like part of the administration, like comes out of his underground bunker and he's like, what the fuck? And he's like records himself like, follow me. He's like, dude, you're like only guy alive. Like that's it. Everybody's fucking dead. But yeah, like the scientists had figured it out. I kind of that's what I'm saying. Like I think at this point we kind of reached that point where they'd be like, "Hey, this asteroid's gonna fucking hit us," and if Trump would say no, it's not, people would just be like, "Eh," and then we'd fucking get killed.
I mean, we could build an underground bunker so and make sure that more than one person survives because that would suck to be the only person.
So yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, watch it. Like it's crazy. Like no matter what he says, like no, we've calculated it's 100% chance it's gonna hit the Earth, and they're just like, yeah, that's not the data we have.
Did they actually have alternative data or they just made
They
it
just
up?
didn't, the president didn't want them to put that message out there, so they were just against it. They didn't really have anything
Yeah.
otherwise. And I think maybe in the very beginning, his percentage might have been lower, so they just were like, "No, well, you said it was this percentage." He's like, "Well, actually, now it's 100%." And they're like, "No, we're not going to believe you."
No, but that's where the gaslighting comes in with the weather altering events, right? Like you can have all of these southern states, which typically vote Republican, but also typically get hit hard by hurricanes in hurricane season and will probably be more susceptible to extreme weather events. But there's already a playbook on the right for the fringe people to say that, well, there's weather altering technology to create mass events. I've heard people talk about
Wait, isn't
like
that
small scale weather altering technology, but like really you're gonna create a hurricane that's politically motivated. You can control where that hurricane goes. Like instead of just what the scientists have already kind of figured out, like we're kind of screwing ourselves with the climate already.
remember remember
But the
what they
cat,
were saying in North Carolina? They were saying that the hurricanes had been created to help
That's what I'm
Biden.
saying. That's the playbook now.
I kind of feel like if you had that technology too, like you would have already used this for war.
Yeah.
Like just drop like a category 5 on your enemy. Like why would you drop it on
Do it to your
yourself?
own country.
I mean, that would be like the perfect war weapon, right? Because people wouldn't
Yeah,
really be able to tell that you had done it.
exactly. Like this is like the logic is so
Hmm.
bad. Like if you could make hurricanes, why would you make them in your on your own soil?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel like every time I don't know, it's like the sniff test, like the plausibility test. Like you hear like all this crazy shit, and if there's nothing triggering in your brain that says like this sounds like made up, this doesn't sound real. I mean, you all shared something that Trump posted today about like Elon Musk, and it's this long
Yeah.
diatribe about how he's going crazy, but also like conspiracy theorizes just a little bit. I'm thinking like, who talks like this? If you have a friend who's posting shit like this, you would ask them if they were okay. You would check in on them. Like, what the hell's going on, man?
Well, it's the culture of you only watch right-wing things and you don't really read and research. I was reviewing some post I had recently looked at about COVID vaccines. And then I noticed that one of the commenters who was very anti COVID vaccine said, "Oh, I watched it in a video." Does that not make you like suspicious that you're learning your things from
Yeah.
videos?
Videos used to be kind of trustworthy at some point. I think.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because back in the day, not everybody could fucking
Hmm.
publish a video. Like, look at us right now. Like, we're doing
Yeah.
video right now.
Yeah.
So we could just be lying about everything.
Yep.
Which we're
Yeah.
not, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still like anybody can make a video now. So like, how do you just trust random people making a video? Because random people have like the biggest incentive to lie. Like, hey, well, if I say this, I might get some views.
Yeah. If you're confident and if you can back it up with just like fringe stuff, a lot of the stuff starts to feed in on itself. So it'll get propagated, and then people will claim some lie or some obscure fact. I can put that in quotes. An obscure fact is real, but it came through this like game of telephone between all these like other online personalities where something that had no ounce of truth in it to begin with is just getting spread around. And just because multiple people have said the same thing, the same lie, then they're like, oh, there's proof right there. Everyone's talking about it. It must be real.
That
yeah.
plays in exactly to the Trump is always right because then they just all say the same thing. They publish an article and you're like, you see, told you, Trump was right again.
And that honestly was the response to that post about the COVID vaccine. Most of them thought that they were validated because of the new FDA guidance or warning that there is a small risk of myocarditis.
We knew this already.
But like I said before, at this point, it's not really significant.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of the way things are going now. People will just look for whatever affirms their belief. I've kind of found it where like if I have to look really hard for me to find something that backs up what I'm saying, I'm kind of like, well, maybe I was wrong. Like if I was right, I should have been able to find that answer pretty
Yeah.
quickly. If I got to search and search and search for some obscure thing that kind of makes me feel like I was right, then I was
Yeah,
wrong.
and a
I
lot of
think.
like the AI being implemented into search engines doesn't help either, because it's scraping a lot of bad data. So then you'll ask it something, and it'll either hallucinate or it'll just aggregate something that is not true just because multiple people have said it online, and then people will take that. See,
AI,
Google says this.
AI is going to be a huge problem if we don't reform our education system considering AI right now. Because I think that you can't really send kids with homework anymore. Well, they're just going to use AI.
Hmm.
Well,
I
that's on the
think you're,
parent.
is it?
Well, yes. I mean, if you're not going to monitor them, you're going to let them
Well,
just
everyone's got
Google
accesses
everything.
to their devices all times. Like you can go online when your parents aren't around too. You can go and get
I think
access to that. You can even go on like a school
I think you're
network on a free period and do
I
that.
I I think you're going to have to go old school. You're going to have to limit the use of computers, during the school day. Have people read full books, write by hand, no AI usage during the school day. Otherwise, we're going to get dumber. People are just going to use AI as a crutch. Speaking of technology, what do you think about the fact that RFK thinks we'll fix our health with
I think
wearables?
we're so far off from that. Wearables from like right now, they do a lot. They do a lot of tracking, but they're not extremely reliable. Like sometimes even some of the better heart rate monitoring watches still aren't accurate 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like at what point are you saying that you have enough context from a consumer wearable in order to actually improve your health? Like in what ways? In what ways are we improving our health with wearables?
I thought it was interesting that he basically was selling the Casey Means glucose monitors because one of the things he mentioned was glucose monitoring.
Okay.
So his vision was that within 4 years, everyone would have a wearable and that would help our health.
I
So
think
that tells
most
you he doesn't know shit, dude.
I think most people already have a wearable, like
Yeah.
pretty high.
Hmm.
And what does it really do for you as far as improving your health? Well, you also have to make the changes yourself.
I don't know how often you guys use your wearables for health, but kind of don't even use it for that anymore. I mean, in the beginning, I thought it was cool to check my heart rate and stuff like that, All I really do is check the time and messages, occasionally answer a call in it, but the health part is kind of insignificant to me at this point.
I think the Garmin is kind of nice because it has things like a training readiness score. So kind of based off of how well you slept, what your resting heart rate was, and how much you pushed yourself the day previously, it'll tell you, like, hey, like take it easy today, or hey, like this is a great day for training, based off of this context, which I find super helpful. But then there are other times where like you don't sleep a lot or you sleep like shit. You wake up not well rested and you get notifications like, "Good morning, you didn't sleep well last night." It's like, fucking no. You don't need to tell me that.
Or how about the fact that I'll be driving and it's like, hey, you need to get up and move around. And I'm just like, yeah, can't you tell that I'm going like 70 miles per hour? So clearly I'm not going to be able to stand up and do these fucking jumping jacks right
Yeah.
now.
But yours is not a Garmin. Yours is a Samsung, isn't it?
No, I have
Nathan?
four. I have four
What?
devices.
Do you have the Aura Ring?
Not yet. I want to get it. I have the Pixel 3 watch. I have two Samsungs, and I have one other brand one. So
And none of them has impacted your health at all.
0% impact.
I don't know what tracking would really help someone that's not really exercising because I feel like my tracking has to do with exercise. I use a chest strap while I work out to have more accurate heart rate monitoring, and also to get better data on my workout.
That's why
And
your
I check,
workouts are so lame.
whatever. I check out my sleep stats every day. I sometimes will check in on what my average heart rate has been lately, but I'm not sure that it's actually changing
Hmm.
much.
I think it might change for me, like how I push myself in a workout sometimes. Like if it seems
Yeah.
like my heart rate isn't as high as it could be, I might just push myself a little bit harder. But that's kind of more of like a training mentality than it is like a day to day. I'm wondering what is the vision of having glucose monitors on every person in the US? Like how like in the ideal circumstance, like let's say that there is a path to better health with constant glucose monitoring. What are we doing with that information and how are we acting on it?
We're not doing
Well,
anything with it. We're making Casey Means really rich, is what we're
and
doing.
Cali means. But if you want to argue how it could actually help us, I honestly think, as an emergency medicine doctor, that I would just get more people in the ER freaking out about their blood sugar levels. Like, oh, it's normally 95 and now it's 120. And it's like, well, 120 is
Mhm.
really not bad.
You actually would
So,
not get more people because they'd probably sell some
telemedicine?
some phone service where you call in and be like, "Oh, well, what should I do?"
I mean, do you have people
Don't go to the don't go to the doctor. Just call us. We know what to do when your levels are off.
do you,
I guess so. That would help
so
as far as keeping them out of the
so with
ER.
the current state of things, do people come into the ER worried that their SpO2 reading on their watch dropped, so I don't know if I'm breathing well enough?
What I have seen is the Apple Watch EKG tracing. They claim that their heart rate was horrible and maybe something happened, but a lot of times those readings are not very accurate, and then it turns out their heart rate's fine and they're not in an abnormal heart rhythm.
Is it even FDA
So
approved
that
for that feature?
I
That's like
honestly don't
another one of
know.
those things. Like a lot of these features aren't necessarily FDA approved. They're for
Yeah,
general tracking, but I think there are a lot of disclaimers and even in the usage agreements that the company is not liable for the data or how you use the data because
yeah,
it's not necessarily completely medically accurate in the way that,
yeah.
like a cuff is for reading blood pressure and EKG for actually reading your heart.
Yeah, the tracings that people show you will often be horrible. I'm like, there's no way you can even interpret that. Like, that's just random waviness.
Hmm.
Well, they have received FDA clearance, just so you know,
Yeah, but that basically means nothing.
as a Class 2 medical device.
So what we used to get is the main thing that most people could check was their blood pressure. So we used to get people with concerns that their blood pressure was high, even though they felt fine. And so now we have also the people who come in with Apple Watch concerns. And then maybe the glucose monitoring will get people with glucose concerns. So more potential wasteful ER visits.
What do you
I don't.
what do you do with a person who comes in like that?
Which one?
Either
You treat them.
you
The high
you
blood
what?
pressure?
You treat them.
I mean, a lot of times though, it's not something that needs to be treated. A lot of times, the high blood pressure is like 150 over 80. It's like, okay, it's a little high, but I wouldn't do anything for it. It's not emergent.
Hmm.
By
It's not
treat,
dangerously high.
by treat, I mean that you actually listen to their concerns and tell them what needs to be done, and if they want to test, do it. Not like give them medication or
So
something.
you mean like psychological treatment?
Yeah, I mean that's what they're in there for. All they want to know is that they're okay.
I mean, that's part of
Yeah.
the doctor's job too, right? Not just for the patient, but also
If
for
you
the family
it,
sometimes, is to do that person to person emotional work.
if you consider that treatment, but most patients in the United States do not consider that treatment. They want some kind of medication.
Well, remember, if you're going down this rabbit hole about RFK and Casey Means, I mean, doctors are all quacks anyway.
Yeah.
So at the end, we don't really need to be going to the doctor all the time because if we do all of this clean eating, glucose monitoring, the what was it? The medical epidemic will be over. Everybody will be healthy. No need for doctors.
I think they're out of touch, like I've said before. I think ultimately there's a lot more to it. And if you don't fix social determinants of health primarily, you're not going to really make a big difference. So that is interesting because Brownsville apparently recently had a study where their level of diabetes had decreased, and they kind of pegged it to like public health stuff
Hmm.
and more of a push to like areas where people could exercise and
Yeah.
walk.
There's a lot of places to bike in Brownsville. A lot of dedicated bike paths and green spaces and places where you can just stretch your legs and be outside more often.
I mean, it turns out that you don't have to have fancy wearables. You just need to like take care of the
Hmm.
basics: exercise, public health measures, education. People need to have good jobs that pay well and aren't shitty, where they have the time and energy to exercise. So RFK is full of it.
Yeah, but you guys are just hyping your wearables. I'm like, I know when my heart rate's up. I can feel it. Don't fucking
Well,
need my wearable to tell me that.
I also thought it was interesting that Justin uses it to push himself more. I actually use it to push myself less because my heart rate's too
Mm-mm.
high.
No such thing. You got to get to a max
I
heart rate
mean,
of 210.
I no longer can go up to 210. My body doesn't do it. The max I'll go is like 195.
Well, if you were eating like 10 hot dogs in a row, it would go to 210.
Oh, I'd probably throw up though before I get to 195 or
I mean,
200.
it's an athletic activity. I wonder what the actual science is on like what muscles are being activated and like actually what your heart rate and blood pressure are when you're doing something like competitive eating. I imagine your heart's got to be pumping.
But it's also like an unhealthy activity per Nathan because he was saying that Joey Chestnut looks terrible,
I mean,
that his face looked bad.
I just look like old. I mean, that's all I was saying. I don't know if it has anything to do with the hot dogs, though, but he eats a lot of bad food in these competitions.
Yeah, so
yeah.
ultimately it's actually not
You,
healthy to be a hot dog
you know
champion.
that yeah, Joey Chestnut's no longer allowed to do the hot dog eating contest, right? The Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest.
What do you mean? He just did it. He just won
What?
it
Yeah,
on the
I
fourth.
thought
he's
I thought
back.
he was banned for a bit.
Well, he's back, sir.
Well, apparently there was some misunderstanding about the he had signed with some vegan company, the Impossible Meat or something. But once he clarified that he actually never did any video commercials, they're like, "Oh yeah, you can compete again."
I'm looking this
But
up.
what we could do with this video now, we could have our own hot dog eating competition.
No, no, no. I
No?
don't want to be in the competition. How about you do it with Jared?
No, it's got to be us three eating hot dogs.
I'd rather do onions. What was it? Just raw onions? What were
An
you
entire
eating?
raw onion.
We'll do 2 minutes, 9 hot dogs. See who can eat 9 hot dogs.
But if I throw up on camera, then we're not going to publish the episode.
Right? Just cut away.
No.
Multicam.
I get nauseous
What,
pretty
nine hot
easily, so I'd
dogs
probably
in
throw
two
up.
minutes?
No, I'm just saying I'd probably throw up.
I feel like this is a Brother Jared put out a poll, see if anybody wants to see
Well, I
us
mean,
stuff our
No.
faces with hot
well, I
dogs.
feel like a lot of those Oscar Mayer wieners or some of those other beef franks are actually kind of small, so I think it is possible. But if it was like Chicago dogs, like if it's like a Polish sausage, like a dense
No, they got to be
meaty,
Nathan's hot. They got to be Nathan's hot dogs.
No, I don't want to be
Yeah.
involved in this.
Nathan, did you like it when you went
You
to
have
the
no
Cubs
choice.
game that there were the extreme hot dog sellers who were walking around going, "Hot dogs! Get your hot dogs!"
Yeah, of course. It's all about the experience.
Yeah, it worked. Nathan bought hot dogs.
Yeah, but next time we got to do the 9 and 9.
And the beers too, or just the hot dogs?
999.
All right, how about this? I guarantee that I will do this if it's like a sponsored segment. If we end up getting sponsored by some brand or another, I promise to our listeners and to everyone who cares that I will attempt the 999 challenge.
Sponsored by a hot dog
I don't
company.
know. It could be a hot dog company, could be a grocery store, could be a beer company. Who knows?
It's gonna be a
That mean
chorizo company.
Oh,
that means you got to like record the whole thing as well at the
mhm.
game.
Yeah. It's got to have a whole video crew to do it.
It's gonna be MD
Yeah.
2020.
Hey, I'm not above a marketing stunt, okay? But those
You may feel sick for 3 days
but those are my
afterwards.
terms.
It's like people just do stuff because they get paid. That's just really sad.
That was from what movie
Was it Wayne's
again?
World 2?
Wayne's
Or was it
World.
the first one?
No, the first Wayne's World where they're like hawking like
Like the
every
Pizza Hut and
possible thing.
Pepsi?
Yeah, he's like wearing like all Reebok when he says that.
Yeah. Well,
That's
next
funny.
time next time y'all come to Chicago, we'll go out to a game. Could be the Cubs if you want to see good baseball. Could be the White Sox if you want to see the opposite of that.
Are the Cubs good right now?
They're one of the top teams in the league.
Interesting. No, I don't want to do such contests.
Or if you just
Can I just pay someone to do it for me?
what?
No.
What's the joy in that?
The joy is not throwing up.
Would you enjoy even watching it? Why would you even pay someone to do it? You already said that was disgusting to watch someone do it.
I'm not gonna watch or do it.
So you would just pay someone and not observe?
Yeah.
You just take their word for it?
Maybe, hey, you're not looking on the flip side of things. Maybe your future husband will be watching this and be like, that's the moment when I knew she was the one.
What the hell? I feel like with that we can say goodbye for today. This has been Casa de Cavazos. You can find more of this and all of our episodes on Spotify, iHeart, Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to find out more, follow us on Instagram. We're on Blue Sky. You can send mail to casadecavasospod@gmail.com or just check us out at casadecavasos.com. It's there for you to ask us anything. We haven't done a mailbag question in a while, so we're ready to talk. We're ready to come to the table. And if you have the sponsorship money to make us eat 9 hot dogs and drink 9 beers in 9 innings, then so be it. We'll see you later.
Until
Bye.
next time.